To be present, we must be intentional, and to bear fruit, we must feed the soul. You're listening to Pause, Sip, and Ponder. Five, four, three, two, one. Hello, Ponders. Welcome back to another episode of Pause, Sip, and Ponder. My name is Pauline.
My name is Marierose.
Hey, okay. We are excited for this episode. When this comes out, either the next day or within this week, it will be Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to all of you guys.
Oh, yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
It's pretty tradition for me to talk about love within the month of February. I think a lot of conversations can come out of that topic itself, not just in February, but in general. We're all about love here and empathy and bringing people together. But it's going to be even more fun because I'll have Mary here accompanying me on this conversation. I think it'll give us way more perspective. I'll get to learn more about her love life and her relationship with love, and just her experience. And this is all just coming from our personal experience. We are not relationship coaches by any means. Not dating coaches, so that's not exactly what you're going to get. But we want to focus not so much on dating, but relationships in general, platonic or not, family relationships with ourselves. So yeah, but how are you, Mary?
I'm doing good. Pretty full.
Yeah.
As always.
Kelsey, our personal chef.
Y'all better get some of these.
You'll probably see the BTS, but she made us hot pot, dude.
Jeez.
Like, who has hot pot at their house? That's crazy.
Y'all jealous.
So we're kind of experiencing a little itis right now. But even with that, we're still going to have a good episode. But yeah, so we're going to get right into it. But first, I guess my question is, what are your thoughts on Valentine's and this time of the month? Do you get excited for it? Or, yeah, how do you see Valentine's Day?
I think I like to see it as a way to express love, not just to my partner, but also to friends. I love to give special small gifts to show my affection towards the one I love.
And she is doing something right now.
Y'all can't order no more.
Yeah, by the time this comes out, you can't order anything. But please let them know what you're going to do.
Yeah, so I started back in COVID, so I started making Valentine's Day cookies. It's been going pretty well, pretty strong, really good feedback from everyone. So it's just small treats that I started out giving to my friends, and then I wanted to open up to other people that also want to give either for themselves or for their friends too.
For sure. Yeah. And I think that's a good segue into what is your love language. I mean, I'll say what I think it is, and you can say what you think mine is, and then if you know yours, then you can say. I think yours is definitely gift giving, and either words of affirmation or physical touch. True. Or quality time.
Girl, just do all of them.
But I think number one, probably gift giving and quality time. But I don't know. What do you think I am?
I think yours is most likely quality time, maybe words of affirmation. That's one of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely one of them.
So those two strike me the most with you.
From the last time I took my test, it was words of affirmation and physical touch. Although I'm not very much of a PDA person, but I don't know. Yeah. So what are yours? If you know yours, if I guessed wrong.
I think it's right. The gift giving, and then I forgot what the other ones were. Was it what was the other one?
Quality time, physical touch. What were the other ones? Kelsey, do you know? Audience member. Physical touch.
I think, and then gift giving.
Acts of service. Oh, acts of service. Yeah, acts of service. So, but I feel like we do all of them.
We do all of them a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think the ones that like stand out
So,
the most. Yeah.
words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, receiving gifts.
Oh, receiving gifts.
Receiving gifts.
Do you like enjoy receiving gifts as much as you like giving gifts? Because some people like receiving but don't like giving.
True. I think I love receiving gifts,
For
but
sure.
I like to give. I mean, I like to give gifts to the ones that deserve it. So there's that. So it's like hand in hand.
Yeah, dude. When like Mary, like when it's Christmas time or whatever, my birthday, like I save a lot of your notes and your packaging because it's just so like I don't have a gift in that.
That's so funny. She's not
and
the only one that does that too. So I'm like,
I'd rather tell you like a long letter of what I would say rather than write it out. So, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of these love languages. Obviously, it's not wrong to have one more than the other. I think it's just important to know so you can be able to communicate with people better, know what they enjoy, right? If they like words of affirmation, then you can, on your part, give them words of affirmation and then they can learn yours, vice versa. It also helps with like resolving conflict. I think sometimes like in relationships, like you like, why are you like this? But it's like sometimes we don't take time to like learn about the person and how they react to certain things. So, but yeah, we've gathered some questions to ask each other. But did you have anything prior to that?
Oh, like anything else?
Or fun casual questions?
Yeah,
because I know people love the topic of love.
Well, it's not just about love. Hey, yo, cut it. Anyway, I mean, one fun thing I did want to ask, like, during the Valentine's season, there's all these like sweets. So, like, is there like one like candy that you like to grab for yourself or for others, like during the Valentine's Day season?
For sure, especially in high school. I was obsessed with Ferrero Rochers. Usually every birthday or celebrate or like Christmas, people just already knew. I mean, that's something like some people can afford. Like Ferrero Rochers are not that expensive, but they're expensive to like
It's exclusive.
to like high schoolers. You know what I mean? That's like the fancy chocolate to give someone, and they come in like this cool packagings. And I used to save like the boxes for some reason. And yeah, but yeah, I could eat like a bunch in one sitting. Yeah. What about you?
I think I was literally thinking about mine. I mean, I think I would grab like Kit Kats or like those like breakable kind of candies because they're like small and then they're pretty easy to either hand out or like eat in one sitting. So there's that.
Yeah. For sure. Do you think Valentine's is overrated, or do you think it's important, or you love Valentine's Day?
I mean, I think it's a little overrated at some point. I mean, I only say that now because like I've like grown so much to like stretch out the definition of love throughout the years. So now it's like, oh, I mean, it's like a fun holiday, but I'm sure like everyone is able to celebrate it if you don't have like someone special, because you can definitely do it with like friends, families, your dog.
For sure. I think it's just when we're like growing up, like, I mean, we see like TV or we see like music videos like Taylor Swift, like like you just compare your life to that, and then you just really think that, oh, do I need to have a boyfriend right now?
Love stores.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like how you said that your idea of love stretched over time. So I guess we could start with that. What is love to you, and how has that transformed over time?
I think, man. Wait, what do you think? I want to hear what you say first.
Ooh.
So I have something to think about.
Oh my gosh. It's such a big question because like there's so many different areas of love. Like it's not just romantic, right? So, but I think when I was younger, it was only really romantic. Like that's all I really like saw and like wanted to have, and so I always had like some boyfriend.
Okay, boyfriend.
Oh, so ugly. But like, I think I was just drawn to the idea of having somebody. So I kind of grew up on that idea. But then over time, as I got older and like relationships weren't really working out, I'm like, okay, well, what I'm seeing like on TV or in these music videos is not really what it seems. And it seems like it's way more complicated than what they say it is. You know what I mean? So, and then it went into like a force of realizing that I also need to have love for myself. So then, yeah, relationships, my view on relationships changed too. Like I wasn't like, I'll just give an example. Like I was in a relationship but I was not happy. But like all the other factors of it, like society would tell you, oh, like you're in a great relationship. But like I didn't feel that though. You know what I mean? So I was like, am I missing something? And so I didn't learn till after that relationship that I didn't love myself enough to know what real love is, if that makes sense. Like it just didn't, like it was more of like wanting him to feel loved, but I didn't love myself because I settled in that relationship, if that makes sense. So I feel like in order to love, like you need to know what love is for yourself and how to love yourself in order to give that to other people.
Yeah.
But I guess if we were to talk about like the definition of love, I think it's like acts of service and expressing how grateful we are for that person. I believe that true love is unconditional. I believe true love is yeah, it's also a commitment. It's also complicated. It's also so many things. Like I can go on and on, but yeah, I guess to sum it up, it's definitely more complicated than I thought it was before. But also a beautiful thing. It can be a beautiful thing as well.
No, I agree. I think we're very caught up with the idea of like what love is supposed to be or should be from like all those things that we've learned either through the TV or family or what our friends are doing. So it's hard to see it in more of a broader way, like definitely like when we're younger. I think with the way that I think of what love is, it's similar. It's like similar to what you had when we were both younger. But it's like I think
bro.
I don't even want to think about like
You don't have to go into detail.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think for me, I mean, I'll just start like when I was younger. There was always like a preference, like, oh, I want to date this ethnicity because this ethnicity is ABC.
Our standards were like,
yeah, standards were like skyrocket out the ceiling.
yeah, we're
like,
so specific.
yeah, I was just like, oh, they gotta sing, they have to play guitar. Oh, he has to have nice hair and have good abs. But then now, when I look back at it, I'm like, those are not factors that we should not be thinking about, because it's like it's like not realistic, but it can be, but it's a very small percentage of thinking that way. So, I mean, when I was in previous like relationships, I mean, besides the one that I'm in now, it's more of like having them do things for me and I do things back for them, but realizing it's kind of like I'm expecting so much as if it's like business between two people. So once I thought of it in that sort of way as love, I thought to myself, like, I shouldn't be like expecting too much, because I know that whoever will love me next will like love me for who I am. I don't have to think too much about like, or to be too embarrassed of like what I'm really passionate about, or to be like self-conscious, because I know like my whoever partner will support me because they love me for like who I am and what I do.
For sure.
So it's like definitely growing and being accepted to whoever like I want to share my feelings and what I'm passionate about, and like growing support for those who will support me back. So it's like that kind of love.
I love that. That's absolutely true. And I'm like, I agree with that too. And I'm grateful that I've learn that that is possible and that is a thing. Like, I agree with how our standards were so like specific before, but then you learn over time that, like, yes, it's unrealistic, but also you learn that they're not necessarily things that you need. You know what I mean? Like, it's things that you wanted, but those are not essential things that you need in your specific life. You know what I mean? Because everyone works differently. Everyone has different backgrounds, you know, and you'll be surprised, like, if you try to check off all of these boxes, like, there will always be that one thing. You know what I mean? So it's very unlikely that you'll find someone who's perfect. But that's a good question I have. Do you believe in like the one, or having I don't know if what I want to ask first of, like, is love at first sight real, or like, is you know what I mean?
It sounds like a movie. I don't know.
Do you think that's true or realistic?
I don't know. Okay, train.
Okay, train, love train.
Slay.
The love train's coming.
Say, at this point, it's like, nah. But I think, cause like the perception of love really, like, slay
train.
slay train. But like the perception of love that we've seen like all these years is like, I don't know, like the way that the TV and like our society like sees love and thinking that love at first sight is like something possible, but it's like I don't really believe it as much, because you don't really know the person. You're only falling in love with them by the way that they look, or like what they're doing at like a certain point, because you can't really tell like what their morals or values is like from how they look.
Very
so
true.
It's kind of hard to say that it's kind of true, but it works out for people kind of. So it's like playing with the ball, if it goes in the hole or not.
Do you believe in soulmates?
I don't know.
Is Mark your soulmate?
Oh, no
like,
comment. No comment. No comment.
No comment.
I mean, soulmates, I never really understood the definition of a soulmate. Is
That's
that
fair.
like, yeah, I've only heard it in like love terms. So it's like, oh my God, he's like my soulmate.
No, I agree, but because like I have like friends, like platonic relationships where I see them as soulmates. Like, it could be another boy, but not Gil. It could be a girl, and I feel like they're
Breaking
my soulmate.
news.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was a question that I had, because I feel like that gets thrown around during this time too. Like,
Yeah.
the soulmate.
Oh my God. Because when I think of soulmate, it's I don't know. It's not Muck. Sorry, babe. He's literally gonna ask me, who's your soulmate? I'm like, not you.
Right.
But I mean, there are like some others that have like similar things, like hobbies and like the things that I enjoy to me. So I like to think of them as like a soulmate. Even though like me and Muck have like our differences and like we understand each other, there's still like others that I kind of resonate a little bit more, but not in like a partner relationship kind of way, more of like, or use it like platonically, because like I do like enjoy their company and like what we do together.
For sure. Yeah. And I think also when you grow up, like, you learn that there are other people that doesn't have to be a romantic relationship that can help fill your life with love. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like you and like all the people that we allow into our lives, like, it's just, you know.
Yes. What was that? Oh, sorry,
I don't know. It looked like a claw.
Yo, you said. Am I doing it right? Sorry. Anyways.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's just we learn. But you won't know until you experience life and like go out into the world and meet new people. Like, you won't know that type of love also exists, you know, that it doesn't have to always be romantic.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
It.
Yeah. But another question I have is,
oh my God,
how is the relationship with yourself, and how has that been over time? Because I feel like it stems, and the root of it all is the relationship to ourselves when it comes to love and sharing love. So how is your relationship with yourself, or how has it been?
I think, well, lately Well, I mean, we grow. Yeah. So it's been really good. I mean, when I was younger, it was like there's like certain standards that we had to fulfill, and we had to do ABC to get this and things like that. So I would say my relationship with myself when I was younger was not as great because of like all the things that were like going on, and I want to be popular, I want to do this and this. But now it's like college till now is like I feel more like self-love because I've accepted like the way that I look and like the things that I do because I find people that accept me for like how I look and and like finding people like to create content and do things that I like to do. So I feel I'm more graceful to myself nowadays because I don't have to worry too much about like what my hair looks or like if I've gained a little bit of weight. It's okay because like I can definitely work on it and not feel so self-conscious of like talking about my weight or like how I would look to others.
Yeah. So it seems as if that before how you thought you would receive love from others was you had to like change something externally, right? As to now, it's like you're barely really caring about how you look and trying to be as authentic as you can. And it seems like people gravitate towards you easily. I mean, that happens. Like, definitely, like, we'll just run into people like, wow, like, why didn't I know you sooner? Like,
exactly.
Like, you don't care what I look like or how many followers I have. So, yeah, I wish our younger selves knew that too. I went through the same thing where I constantly cared about like how I looked and how I think we like really try our best to like blend in and not get embarrassed or be exposed, or like you just wanted to blend in as close to everyone as possible. But that was like a whole hassle in itself. Like I just remember like looking in the mirror and like really trying to like change my hair, like change my eyes, like wear stupid amounts of like eyeliner, like makeup every day to school. Like I was going somewhere. Like,
no, but she be getting everybody though. She be getting everybody.
Buying Jordans that I had no business or money getting. But
yo, how'd she get that money?
I don't know.
We didn't have a job back then.
I really don't know, bro. And I really cared about so much external things, and then it just eventually got tiring and unrealistic. But then I found people who really just didn't care. So yeah, I guess my relationship with myself now, way better for sure. I think when you get older, you develop more of a self-love for yourself, but then you know and are aware so much of the things that did hinder you from loving yourself before, that's now your like day-to-day in your daily life, like trying to battle all of these things that are trying to discourage you, trying to like make you feel bad. Like that's like life, I guess. Yeah, so it's really like fighting for being as authentic as you can in a world that's just can be so like fake and like trying to persuade you, you know what I mean?
It can be vicious. I think we've thought of it, I don't know, maybe we've thought of the world to be a little bit vicious on us because of the way that we looked. And honestly, we didn't have a job. We didn't have this podcast. We didn't have this creative mind of ours that's blossomed. So now it's like, now it's like if we try to worry about those things now, it's like, why waste time like trying to fit in? Because nowadays it's like, ooh, she's unique, she's cool, she does A, B, and C. That's pretty cool. So now it's like more, I guess maybe now it's like more accepting to be a little bit different, a little bit slay.
I agree because middle school, like, it's just such a small environment. Like there's no room to like explore, and like I actually envy those who like really didn't care what other people thought and were just doing their own thing. I'm like, I probably wasted so much time just caring, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's a normal thing we all go through, and that's like self-discovery. But yeah, if we still thought that way till now,
my
because
God.
there are people
There are people
our age that still think that same way.
Yo, high school's over, bro.
Woo!
We're done. We're graduated. If y'all thinking this way right now, stop. Go get a job. Work on yourself.
Go
drink
journal.
some water.
Journal. Write down your feelings.
With the mindfulness planners. Duh. Pause and ponder.
Put your focus feature on your phone.
Exactly. Turn off the notifications, man. Work
Yeah.
on yourself.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I hope people do that more. I hope that our generation does that more. I think we're kind of like in the generation that's bringing more awareness to like how people don't really really care. But I don't know how middle school life is now. Like, it's probably the same pressure, but I don't know, they're a little different. I feel like we were a little bit more mean.
Well, they're
I
more
don't know.
open-minded than us when we were younger. Because it was like...
They woke.
They're woke.
Like,
Yeah.
these people are woke. I mean, not like the woke that's like
Jaden
mature woke. They're
Oh,
they
oh.
know so much information. You know what I mean? And it's just, and they look grown, like so
Yeah.
grown.
They look so grown. But it's like... I no, you're not grown at all. But like, you look like you're 18.
For
Like,
sure.
Sheesh, dude.
Yeah. But anyway, segue. Do you have any
Anyway.
questions that you have prepared for us to ponder on in terms of love?
I was gonna say, dang it. I mean, we kind of like did. One of them was similar to your question because one of them was like, has your definition of love changed over the years? Blah, but we already did it. I think one of them was like, I mean, we kind of brushed on this too, like, why should we like rely on love? Things like that. But it's more, but we kind of already did that. Okay, and I'm just kidding.
That's it. That's all
That's
we
it.
know about love.
All right.
That's why we're not love coaches.
Chill.
But why do you think having a relationship with yourself is important?
Okay, no, that was a better way to put it. Dang it! It's okay. Wait, can you say question again? I forgot.
Why do you think having a relationship is important
I think.
to yourself? Sorry.
Oh, whoops.
With yourself,
It's like,
yes.
nah. I mean, it's definitely important because you are honestly, you're honestly, if there's no one else that's gonna support you, you're the one that's supposed to be supporting yourself. So like making a strong relationship and like knowing, it's like if you talk to yourself in a mirror and you want to like set your boundaries for yourself and like making it aware, known, like in the world, like speaking to yourself, like I want to do this and this as a goal for myself.
Absolutely.
And creating it, like just hearing it or like seeing it or writing it, like
Yes.
having your brain know that you're aware of like things that you want to do for yourself.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for those who are like, like, what's relationship to yourself? Because I know we have some younger listeners too. So I guess we could talk about like what that looks like and how we kind of developed that, in detail.
Yeah.
So relationships itself is very important. How I personally developed that was also through journaling, honestly. I was saying that you're more than welcome to hop into a relationship, because we have without developing a relationship with yourself. Yeah, like it's definitely possible you have that option, but don't be surprised if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, you tried.
If it didn't pan out the way you expected, if you're crying every day, if you're fighting with this person every day, because when you have a good sense of self, you'll at least like, problems are inevitable, and this is romantic or non-romantic, but you are more aware of your emotions and your reactions and your needs and your wants when you have a relationship with yourself. Because I've known so many people who like come to me about relationship problems, yet they're still running into them because they haven't like taken the time to question themselves
Yeah.
and what they actually want in a relationship and what they actually need in a relationship. They're just kind of just rolling with the punches and just getting hit as it comes. You know what I mean? So I think that's really important to really ask yourself, like, what do you even like? Like, what do you even enjoy? Like, probably there's a lot of relationships where you're doing stuff that you don't even enjoy. You know what I mean? And then that's where the relationship with self is so important, because we could just walk into love blindly.
Exactly.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think
Love is blind.
Yeah, Love is the show. The show Love is Blind.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say, it's like, frick. I mean, like setting your position of how you want to be loved, knowing how you feel in a certain way, at a certain time with a significant other. You'll know how to deal or be ready for those situations, because you know what you want in that moment. You know what values and what things that you rely on the most, because I mean, you know yourself at the end of the day, so it's like there's no other person that knows you best than yourself, especially when you're loving yourself. So you know, like, when, I guess, I don't know, when to stop, when to like realize, like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore because blah 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 blah.
For sure.
So.
Yeah. And Kelsey, like, I just noticed what she told me, that her bio is a quote from me, which says,
Really?
well, I'm not the originator of this quote. I don't know
Girl.
exactly where it came from,
No,
but
take the credit, take
I've
the
been
credit.
saying it, and I've been using it for like years now, where it's, don't focus on finding the one, but focus on being the one. And so
Okay.
I think that's also another way of saying that loving yourself is very important first. And also, you know, that can manifest into showing like how you are working on yourself and working towards goals that you enjoy. Like some people are just so eager to find the one, or to be in a relationship, or to have someone to hold, yet they don't have anything to offer. And yeah, and then they're like,
It's like, okay, what now?
Like, yeah.
What are we doing now? Like, girl, sometimes I think maybe people search a little too hard, and then once they get it, maybe their expectations are too high, because they've been searching for so long, finding that someone that fits what they want and what they need. It's like a kind of a letdown from what they were kind of expecting. So.
For sure. And like, what, I mean, now I understand, like, when parents and like older people would tell us that, like, don't date till like you're not even in high school, but like in college, right? But it's like so true to some extent, because we don't know what we want yet.
True.
We don't have jobs at that time.
No, we were 16, about it, like sophomore, junior.
Yeah,
Playing volleyball.
thinking we knew what to do and like how to handle a relationship, and like it's all fun and games, right? It's like it's totally normal to try to want to be in a relationship at that time, but it's true, like, realistically, what are you able to offer to this person? And not in like a business exchanged way, but like, you want to give your best self to somebody, right? And like, our best at the time was going to the mall and like holding hands.
Oh, Lord is saying.
And you're just sitting there and you're not even saying anything.
Oh my gosh, we're at the mall.
We're holding hands, going in the stores,
my
not
God.
even buying anything because we don't have
Yeah.
money. We're just window shopping.
Maybe getting boba.
Getting
That's
boba,
it.
that's
With the money that our parents gave.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
literally it.
But when you get older, you just realize it's just so much more than that. Not just material, but like you're giving a part of you, like emotionally and physically and mentally. Like you're giving that part of you, and you're so vulnerable too. So that's like a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. I mean, it's good that it's a lot, because
Yeah.
we've grown
Yeah.
and like learned so much from either partners now, partners from before, or any interactions that we've had from other people. Like, we've learned to structure the way that we want to be loved, or show certain kind of love, either to ourselves or our partners.
Yeah.
In
And
a
it's
way.
not to, like, when I say it's a lot, it's not to scare you, but it is just a disclaimer of what love is like.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, just like a caution, I guess, because some people will dive into relationships so quickly, like I did when I was younger, but not realize that it's way more than just getting someone flowers or chocolate or holding the door. Like, it's so much more than that. But it's also a really fun thing. So, yes.
Yeah, I think, man, I feel like we should have, as like younger, like when we were younger, I feel like we should have focused on like giving love to like our friends and family than like finding like the one. And now it's like, now we're with these bums. I'm kidding. We love these
and we're
bums.
like, okay, can you leave now? That's so true, though. But, you know, I agree. I saw a post similar to that where it was like, can y'all stop being bitter on Valentine's Day because you don't have someone? Like, you can also show love to your family and to your friends and to your coworkers. Like, there's just so many other ways to show love as well. But again, you know, that's just how society romanticizes the whole idea.
I mean, the generation now doesn't. I like to think that the generation now, like the younger generation, they don't like to think love as like relationships and things like that, because they've expressed like the certain ways that they can show love on Valentine's Day. So it's not so focused towards like relationships with certain people or things like that.
That's very true. Do you have anything to add?
Let's talk about our
our boyfriends.
So
why are you with Mac?
I was forced into it. I'm kidding. No,
please help.
LOL. I mean, we could talk about it, like how we got like together, because it's like not like that not the artificial like stand-up kind of love. It's
for
like,
sure.
It's like
yeah, we're
natural.
dating losers. Yeah,
we're dating these big bums. I'm kidding.
No, I'm down.
If you want to, that would be like, oh my god, how'd you meet? Get wonders. Dun, 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 dun.
Sure, my mom. I'm gonna force my mom to see this. So
hey yo, Tita Press, you better listen up.
She was like, come over here.
Listen up, quick, girl. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you want to go first?
Oh, I thought you were gonna go
you offered. No.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so now we're going to.
If you don't want to listen to this part,
talk about how we met our current as in there, it's not gonna last.
No,
our current one.
Our
current relationship, how we met our specific person. I don't know what you call them, but.
He's my boyfriend, I guess. Nah, he be showing up to my house and ask for food.
No, dude, I'm so happy for you.
Really?
Honestly.
Oh,
yeah, all jokes aside, I'm so happy.
Yeah,
for
off
you.
the record, everyone is very happy for me.
No, for sure.
So it's like.
And I grew up with Mary, and I've seen all these relationships, and this is the one that made sense.
Yeah, I guess. Because it's like, everyone's like, finally, they're finally together. We've been waiting for this.
He's the nice guy, for sure.
Nice guy.
Nice guys finish last.
Finish last, yeah. That's what's up. But, you know, me and Muck have been, well, Mark, his name is Mark, but his nickname is Muck Muck. We have known each other since high school, and then he was friends with one of my cousins that went to Wheaton. So I kind of knew who he was. We were both in basketball class when I was a freshman. He was a sophomore. Nah, man just had long socks and a bald head, okay? So I had no attention to him. I just knew that he was like my cousin's friend, right? So I think like as the years went by, like he was like, you know, he was really funny. He's like super sweet. And then I think when I was graduating high school, people were asking like if we were together already. I'm like, no, ew, Muck Muck. I would never date him. He's like my.
He's like
brother.
a bro.
Yeah, I threw the brother card like it was
For sure.
nothing.
Yeah,
like I was literally.
But you honestly felt that way, right?
Yeah, I was like literally setting a boundary. Like, nope. Bro.
Yeah.
I can't. I did not want to like step over the line at the time, because I think I had different standards for like who I want like to be my partner at the time. But then, me and Muck, we started hanging out more. Like we've spent so much time. Like at some point, every Sunday was like me and him time. because it was fun. We loved each other's company, and every time I was with him, I would always smile, and like he would make me laugh. Certain times he would like drive.
He
and
would
like,
even be around when you were with your last relationship. He was even around when you were in your other relationship.
Oh
too.
yeah, like I told him everything. He's my best friend.
Yeah.
So he knew like all of the crying and like all of like the heartfelt things that I went through, like through all my vulnerable times. So he knows like everything and everything that I've been through. So I think when he confessed to me the first time, I said no.
Were you not in a relationship?
I wasn't in a relationship at the time. I said no. So he was like, okay.
Oh.
Like I honestly don't remember what he said. But I was just like, no, you're like a brother to me, Muck. Oh, Lord and Savior. So, I mean, that went by, and then like I had a relationship. I mean, it wasn't really.
Oh, so he confessed, and then
Yeah.
you got into a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then like I got into that relationship. He wasn't that great, and like he hated how like he was treating me. Like, and I've been wanting to like break up with that guy for a while, and then like I had the courage to do it after like something he did like really bad to like me and my friends that one like few years ago. So then I think the weekend that I broke up with him, like he took care of me, like he took me out to eat and like make me take my mind off like all of the stress that was happening that weekend. And then usually we would do these drives, like these back road drives for fun, because man's had like a really fast car, so it was just like for fun, like something like he loves to do because he loves cars. And I think on the way back home, I think he was just taking me home, and then we were at a stoplight, and I was like, Muck, why do you treat me so well? And then he says, because you deserve it. So I'm like, man, God damn it, Mark Anthony. So
It's not his full name.
no, I love his full name. That's why I love to say it. So then like I kind of confessed that I did like develop these feelings because
You realized
yeah,
it,
I realized
Yeah.
like, wow, he's like really good to me, and like I don't want
He's been good.
yeah,
to
he's
you.
been good to me, and I'm like, I don't want anyone else to feel this because this belongs to me.
Yeah.
So we started dating, blah blah blah. Like a year and a few months later, I mean, tomorrow's our monthly anniversary, but we're gonna be making cookies tomorrow, so can't order. So I mean, it feels the same. It really does feel the same.
That's great.
Which
I think that was
love.
one of my fears.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I talked to him on the phone about like around that time when you guys were like starting to talk, I think.
Yeah.
Where I was like, Mark, don't mess this up. Like
Really?
however you treated her as a friend, keep it that way. Like don't. Yeah, I did because I mean, it's great that you guys started off as a friendship first, and I mean, it's case to case, but like that's so important too, you know, because like it just you ease into it. I mean, some people can mess it up, but like you know what I mean.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. He told me that you and him had like an hour conversation on the phone. I'm like, okay, damn.
That's how much I care. I was like, literally, that's Mary. That's mine.
LOL. But yeah, that's because Mugmug also feels the same. Like he likes when relationships start as friends, and then once like you feel comfortable, it's like some type of way it can ease into the relationship. So it's better so you can like get to know the person and like understand their values as a person and like what they're passionate about. So it would definitely be more healthier like mind wise to like get to know them as a friend.
Absolutely.
Than like hopping into a relationship like too fast or something like that.
Yeah, and like at the end of the day too, like your boyfriend is supposed to feel like your friend. I mean, for did you want to share anything more about? Did you want to share anything more?
Oh
about your story?
no. You're good.
Yeah, so I guess I'll share about mine. So I agree.
want. I'm gonna. You want this.
No, but I agree because when you it's important that your relationship feels like a friendship first. Like Gail and I definitely don't prioritize boyfriend girlfriend title at all because that's not sustainable. You know what I mean? What's sustainable is a friendship.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so like I mean, yes, you'll introduce our each other to other people that were boyfriend girlfriend, but like our biggest goal is to treat each other as friends and respect each other as friends as well, but for Gil and I, sort of expose me, so like you heard in the beginning of this podcast, like I was boy crazy, had daddy issues and stuff like that, which I later realized, and I was in search for love, you know what I mean, which I will also get into too, but yeah, so I saw him perform at this event when we were 12, 13.
Lord and Savior, yeah.
I don't know if you remember that day.
Remember.
But I think it was our very first A-Lead holiday event, like holiday party.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
and they did performances. I mean, we did performances after that
Ew,
too.
don't even know.
And then one of the performances was, at the time, Gibby Vargas.
Not his whole name.
Gilbert Vargas.
Not his whole name.
And I was like, oh my gosh, she's like JRA. Jeremy Passion.
Oh, boy.
It's giving very much that. And I'm like, wow. Guitar, he's saying. I was like, oh my gosh, perfect. I don't know if that was love at first sight. I don't know. And then I freaking messaged him on Facebook sometime that week. And I was like, you're like really good. What school do you go to? And he was like, Einstein. I was like, oh, I go to Newport.
Oh,
and then
my
like
God.
it kind of ended there. I was like, okay, I should not. I'm like too cringy to do this. And so years passed, totally forgot about him. And then I'm a junior in high school, and there was someone who moved to my school who happened to be mutual friends with him, and they were like messaging or something. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember him. And then he claimed he remembered me, and I was like, yikes. I hope he didn't.
Hey, you're that girl that.
Yeah. And then he mentioned like, hey, ask Pauline if she'd be interested in doing a photo shoot. I'm into photography right now and want to get some practice. And this was right after his car accident, so he was really getting into photography. I was like, yeah, sure. And I had no intention of liking this guy or like even going back in the past. Like I really wanted Instagram photos.
Wow, Instagram photos.
That's when like photo shoots were a thing.
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel that.
So I was like, okay, why not? And so we met, had our photo shoot, and I don't know if there's sparks or whatever, but I definitely felt it that day.
Oh.
And it seemed like he did too. Like things just clicked. We just talked for like hours almost every day after that for like at least 4 months. So we developed friendship first, and then we made it official like January 13th, 2017. And then the rest is history. We've been together for 6 years now. And to not make it too long, but the best way I can describe this relationship or him to me is that, well, first, I've never had good examples of good relationships in my life. From, like abusive relationships to there's not many people who get married in my family. Like it's very like, that. So I never really had good relationships in my life, and he's probably the one and only good relationship I've ever experienced. And that's not just as a boyfriend, but as a man to a woman, a friend, a lot of things.
Yes, I got the
A bro,
oh shit, bro.
annoying relationship, but like, yeah, he's the best relationship I've ever experienced in all aspects. So you're welcome, I guess, for seeing this.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I think this relationship is probably like the one that you like laugh the most out of.
Oh, for sure. I
And
was
it's
so
like-
stiff in all other relationships.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He just definitely like brought my inner child out, which I think is so important too. I think I just treated every past relationship so seriously. Like I had everything figured out, but I didn't. And best believe he humbled me. And him being 3 years older than me definitely helped as well. Like people would see that as like a little hindrance or a limitation, but I needed someone to humble me and say like, I've been through this and this is what you're going to learn. You know what I mean? Not like a brother to sister type of way, but like a mentor. And I was a mentor to him the same way too. So we check up on each other, like platonic, romantic, whatever. Like relationships should be focused on growth. Like if you don't desire to see your friends grow, like then what's the point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we can always have these like fun hangouts and stuff like that, but I love, at least for me personally, I am attracted to people in general that just like accountability and like to grow together and like to affirm one another with love and stuff like that. So yeah,
I love to see the ones that I love like grow, and then I can be like, yeah, that's my friend right there.
For
that's
sure.
my friend.
Because some people don't want to see you grow.
Yeah. You can stay little high school land, you know. We're up in adulthood right now, so
I'm hip. Yeah. But that was fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed hearing our little love story, and best of wishes to all your relationships in your life, Mary.
You too, girl.
Including family. I love her family. I love her mom. She a geek.
Chill. My mom.
Yeah.
Tita Sita.
Yeah. But all relationships, and I hope that you guys really evaluate like the relationships that you have in your life, romantic or not. Especially the one with yourself too, to take mental note of that. Do you even know what you like? What are the things you enjoy? What are the things that you don't enjoy? What are your triggers? What do you like to do on a day off? Like, just, you need to have a date with yourself.
Learn a little bit.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
And I went through like multiple of those, even in the midst of a romantic relationship with Gil, because like, we both respect each other's like, no, like you're your own individual. Like, you know, in order to show up for someone, you need to show up for yourself first. So have a date for yourself. I did that. I went to like a coffee shop, no one around me, just music, and I just wrote just how I felt. And just like, wow, you learn a lot about yourself.
It's fun. It feels good whenever you have time for yourself and you like journal, and it's like you're with yourself and like encouraging yourself to be better and like acknowledge like what's going on around you.
For sure.
So,
well, thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And Kelsey, our audience member in the back. I hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day with your loved ones. Yeah, the world needs more love, and if you can think of any way that you can do that personally, because we all express love in different ways, even in little things. Let's not neglect sharing that love with others as well. Do you have anything to say to our audience?
I think no.
Follow us, subscribe.
Oh yeah,
or Discord.
It's in the link below.
Yeah, thank you guys to those who have joined and went to our launch event for our Discord. Such a great turnout, and we're still in the works of it and trying to plan out so we can strengthen this community, but please go check that out. You can go to our Instagram bio, and you'll see the link that will direct you to our server. Follow us on Instagram. What else?
Just follow us, guys.
Just follow us on this journey.
Follow us. I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, well, we gotta go to the bathroom, apparently.
You can follow us to the bathroom. Kidding.
And we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to always love.
Always. Wait. Don't forget to always love.
To always be curious.
And always ponder.
Bye,
guys. I'm going to the bathroom now. Good.